สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Welcome to Koh Samui.
On the coast of Thailand, Koh Samui's west coast hides a secret, the 5 islands. And I would never have discovered this hidden gem if I hadn't read Bangkok Airways in-flight magazine on my way from Hong Kong. Amongst the stories about beautiful palm-fringed beaches, ancient and modern temples dedicated to Buddha, dramatic sunsets over the once Gulf of Siam, and of course coconuts. Was an article describing the closely guarded 5 islands and their secret. I became determined to try and get permission to set foot on these mystical islands and meet their protectors. And little did I know that a few days later this fisherman, Khun Let, whose magazine picture I was looking at, would be navigating me across the azure blue waters. Closely guarded by local fishermen around Taling Nagam, access to these islands is strictly controlled from the tiny harbour on 5 Islands Beach. Here, the impact of tourism seems many miles away as they go about their daily business of fishing, repairing their traditional longboats, getting the nets ready for tomorrow's fishing, or simply passing time away out of the hot afternoon sun. At last, permission is granted on the basis that I will send a copy of this film and also a signed copy of one of my English heritage videos. And so, leaving behind idyllic deserted coves, miles of pristine and empty beaches, junglescapes, and picturesque fishing villages, we head out into the Gulf of Thailand. Today the weather is perfect and the sea invitingly calm, but I wonder how these traditional fishing boats would fare in much rougher seas. Khun assures me that the raised bow will ride out any wave, and anyway, my father made this boat when he was a young man and it's been blessed by Buddha ever since. So, comforted by the knowledge that we're well protected, I sit back and gaze at the awesome majesty which is unfolding before my eyes. As we get closer to the islands, dramatic vertical limestone cliffs rise out of the sea. Surely nobody can survive on these islands. There doesn't seem to be enough space even to pitch a tent. But about 30 men do live here in precariously balanced rickety huts made from wood and bamboo, often only accessible by fragile-looking ladders. And if you try to land without permission, you're likely to be looking down the wrong end of a shotgun. But why do they guard these islands so vigorously? The answer lies high up on the sheer cliff faces. Birds' nests. Twice a year, these agile fishermen harvest the birds' nests for a company on the Thai mainland. The nests can be sold in China and Hong Kong for between £2,500 and £3,000 per kilo, where they're regarded as great delicacies, and they're used to treat skin conditions or for revitalizing organs. And of course, they're also the principal ingredient of bird's nest soup. Out of season, the nests still need to be protected from thieves, hence the exposed bamboo huts. Expertly guided by my fisherman friend Khun, we edge close to the base of the 50-metre high cliffs. Passing sea caves, one with a sunlit relic of a bygone period. Seabirds expressing their displeasure at our arrival. And then Khun passes the time of day with his cousin and confirms, yes, I am expected and I will be welcome. Koh Talu and Koh Din are joined by an almost invisible reef. So imagine the unwanted visitor trying to navigate around here. We reach the only beach on the 5 islands, on Koh Mai Koh, and as we slowly pull in, a young islander anxious to show off his expertise greets me. Giant clams are being preserved around these islands as they are being farmed almost to extinction for the tourist trade in other areas of the Far East. But how do the fishermen survive? Food is brought in once a month to supplement what they catch from the sea, and it's cooked in the most primitive of kitchens. Fresh water is stored in the blue plastic barrels, and Yomai sells it to the men from the other islands. He also uses the barrels to store fish, and it's the nearest thing he's got to having a refrigerator. Yes, living conditions are primitive, but the men seem happy and certainly made me feel very welcome. Everyone throughout Thailand seems to want to greet you in a warm and friendly smile. All too soon, it was time to head back to the mainland. Mind you, I think this piece of camera which I recorded on the return journey, where the expression high as a kite comes to mind, expresses my feelings completely about this experience I'd just had.
This is an absolutely incredible journey out to the 5 islands. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. Koh Samui is a wonderful place, absolutely gorgeous. It's paradise, it really is paradise.
So it's back to the safety of the little harbour, a cold beer and my hotel. But not before experiencing one of the most dramatic sunsets that I've ever seen on my many journeys around the world. I lay there on the soft, warm sand, reflecting on the privilege I had been granted that day to gain access to a mysterious and exotic way of life. The ancestral craft of harvesting birds' nests. Restaurant menus will never seem the same again. And to the unforgettable experience I had had of travelling on and around the closely guarded 5 islands of Thailand's exotic Koh Samui.